Welcome YouTube family to our premiere video, Catch, Clean and Cook Panfish here in Central PA at Howard Spillway. I'm Toby Miller, this is my son Landon Miller. Let's go have some fun.
What did you say? Go on. What did you say? Go on. What did you say?
First thing I recommend is bringing a bucket to keep your fish as fresh as possible. So fill it up. Oh, here. So we have our hook, people, and what we've added is some split shot. Not too much, it's not flowing too fast, although some days it is. And we're using red worms. Not to be confused with a night crawler. Night crawler is humongous. And the way we're putting these on the hook to get the best hook set is not threading it on the hook. We're putting it through in one spot and maybe through in another spot. That's all you need. And then you got this full hook set exposed. And then what we're going to be doing is fishing along this wall, this eddy, all out through here. And we're going for perch, bluegills, whatever we catch. I gotta watch this ice myself. I'm gonna bust one out. So maybe you can stand where I'm at.
Alright, just be careful. Need it. Yep.
Let that float to the bottom and just let it sit there. Line tight. Get the bite. Ready? And just like that, people, we got a perch. Beautiful perch, tasty and delicious. That's what our perch is in. This area. That's a big one, actually. And that's some good eating. Simple as that. And all we're doing, taking our catch. We're keeping them in our water to keep fresh till we get them. Sometimes you gotta mess with your worm again. Get it in those two spots. If you thread your worm on the hook, you don't get as much action out of your worm. See how that worm is still, he's moving. That's what you want. See if we can get another. Richard Gene would say, let's let it go. Hey, let it go, we're eating them. Get in there, let it sit at the bottom. Don't be in a hurry. When it hits the bottom, take the slack out of your line, tighten it up. At that point, you're raising your rod tip to see if something's different. You got a fight going on, folks. Here we go. You ready? You don't need to yank it. See the line moving? He's on there. That's all you do. Another delicious perch ready for a fish sandwich. Mmm. This is why you want your bucket filled up, ready to go. Because in this state, we can keep 50 combined species: bluegill, sunfish, crappie, perch, you know. Check your regulations before you go out fishing. But you can bring a lot of these home. One thing about pan fishing, folks, you never know what you're going to get. You could run into a school of bluegills, perch like we're getting into now. It's all good. They're all tasty fish. Today it just happens to be perch on the menu. You don't catch them on every cast. Do it again. There's obviously a pocket of perch right here. So let's just target them while we're here. And by the way, people, it's 15 degrees outside if you can't tell by the ice here. But when you're having fun, it's a state of mind. And if some of you aren't advanced, put a bobber on. Bobber or strike indicator will let you know when they're hitting. But the more advanced you get, you don't need a bobber. You just keep your line tight and you can feel them hit. What do we do? Let's do this one for Richard Gene. The fishing machine. You know what he says, people? What's it say, Landon?
Let him go.
Let's let him go.
It happens.
It definitely happens.
It happens. Yeah.
Always keep some fires on it, people. See this?
Boom.
Oh, I'm supposed to.
Oh wait, he's still stuck. Definitely
Gold.
always
They're
bring
always
pliers. Yep.
Go over to the other side of that other eddy.
Oh,
Let's see
you
what's
were
in there.
feeling again for me often. Now that I know you do it so well.
This is the end.
What nonsense, darling. Well, I fixed you up last night, and I'll do it again. Oh, no, now you must rest. And then we don't forget all the lovely things we plan to do today.
Oh, dear.
Folks, Sometimes fishing in these conditions is hard, but we got what we came for. I'm getting hungry, so let's get out of here and cook some delicious panfish. Once you get back with your catch, you can keep them in water for several hours before you prep them. You can fillet them and freeze them, but what we're going to do is I'm going to show you how to clean them and cook them right away so they're their freshest and taste their best. Let's go. Welcome everybody to my kitchen. What we're going to be doing now is cleaning our fish. In this case, perch is all we got yesterday for our panfish. And this is what we're going to be using to fillet. Your common fillet knife and or electric fillet knife. I'll show you both ways to do it. What we're going to be cooking everything in is canola oil. And the seasoning or batter, whatever you want to call it, is just, you can use Zatarans, that's a common one, or cornmeal. I like cornmeal. Original cornmeal, I think it tastes the best of any fish. But if you like it spicy or seasoned, Zataran's the way to go. How we're going to start these guys with this. You don't need to gut them or anything. A lot of people will gut them, clean their guts out. Panfish, you don't need to do that. You simply need to, first cut's going to be here, and then we're going to follow down the spine, but we're not going all the way through. I'll show you how. So we're making a cut here. And perch have a tough skin, by the way. All right, now that we've got through the skin, we're gonna put pressure on the spine and just follow it down. But not all the way through. And the reason being is now you can just flip your fillet out and it's already your fish, you got something to hold on to. If you cut that off, you would be having a little harder time, but it's easier like this. And then you take your knife and put pressure along your skin and a little bend in your fillet knife, and there you have a nice fillet. The ribs are still in it, right here, and we'll do that step next. So let's do the other side real quick. You do this a couple thousand times, it's pretty easy. Just don't go all the way through the tail, flip it right over. Get your two fillets out. That's all you're going to get off these fish. And I don't know if you can see it in the light, but there's not much waste. Okay, put that to the side. Nothing goes to waste here. Our chickens get it all. So it turns into eggs. So, get our fillets, our ribs. It's real simple. We're taking it along the fillet with the ribs and pretty much an angle like that. There's your rib cage. There's not much meat on it. You know, other panfish, you can keep it on there and let it fall right off. I just prefer to have a nice boneless fillet and not mess around with bones. Take that, throw it in a bowl. Whoop. On to the next one. Again, there's your rib cage. It looks like this. Start it. You can be at a little bit of an angle under the ribs. Sometimes you can come back like that, and your fillet looks like that. Okay, get rid of that. Put that in your bowl over here. You know, gonna have fun. Get you one of these. Makes life a lot easier, right? Let's get our next one, and this is how we do chicken. Give it a flip, give it a dip, do the same on the other side. Don't come all the way through. Gives you something to hold on to. Rip it off. Okay, now these are eggs. They're raw. You can eat them. You can season them and batter them just like we do a fillet. I think it tastes like unseasoned grits myself, so we just give them to the chickens. I mean, half the perch you catch are gonna have eggs in them. But if you look at that to the light, you can see right through there, not much loss at all. And then, even with an electric fillet knife, you still got to cut the ribs out. You got to switch back to your original fillet knife. You know, and trim it up. If you see any little things on there, trim it up. It's that easy. You see how much quicker that goes with an electric fillet knife, right? Get you one. We use a, what is it? Rapala makes a good one. It's never let me down. It stays sharp forever. And there's your perch fillets. I mean, there's 2 bites in that, right? Showed you how easy they are to catch, how easy they are to fillet. So let's time this. How long would this take to have one fish? Say you had 50 of them, right? I don't know. Let's just estimate here. Let's go through a whole fish from beginning to end. Everybody has their own techniques and styles, I'm sure. But leave the guts in them. It's so much easier. You don't need to mess with it. I mean, that fish took me, what, 30 seconds? And now we have, you know, we have a pile of meat here. Okay, next step. We gotta batter these guys up, season them up. Why are you gonna think this is weird? But I use mustard on my fillets. And just get enough in there to coat it. It's a binder. It's called a binder, and it helps your seasoning stick to it. Right? Just get enough mustard on it, and you won't taste it once they're cooked. Trust me. It looks like the weirdest thing in the world to do. A lot of people do it. You will not taste mustard when these guys are fried. Simple. Coat them with mustard. Throw them in your seasoning. Get them all dredged in there. Zatarans is something that's easy to get at any grocery store. It's good too. Different flavors. Spicy to mild, to Cajun to Asian, I believe. But, and then you got this, right? Your fillets are all coated in your seasoning. And what we're going to do next is fry them up. Okay, we're ready to fry. We have our fish nuggets, as I like to call them. Our oil's hot as can be. You know, I'll show you what's a good bubble. I have it on 9 for a little bit, and I'll turn it down to 8. But what you want, grab one of your fillets, and you want it bubbles. See them bubbles? That's what you want. You don't want to overload your pan. You know, get, I don't know. I could probably fit half of these in there right now. Once they start going, you can mess with them a little bit. And it probably takes, I don't know, 2-3 minutes. You'll start seeing them get golden brown. They're already, it's one of those hot. You don't want to burn them either. Of course, have you a plate with a paper plate, throw away real easy with some napkins. Get it here so you're not dripping everywhere. You know, some of those are about done. The skinnier slices, definitely. Some bigger chunks, probably take a little longer. Those two are thick. This can all come out. It doesn't take long at all, especially when you have a good temperature. One batch's done. Go right into the next. Or as long as you're frying, just keep that grease hot. And while that's cooking, I can show you what how one of these came out. And just beautiful, flaky fish. No, we don't need it. You're good. There's the plate of gold, folks. Plate of gold. Alright guys, last step of this process, let's put this thing together. I like mine toasted, on toasted bread. You know, who doesn't? We have some romaine lettuce, tomatoes, tartar sauce. That's what you call that stuff. And it's very simple, guys. Let's do this. We're just gonna put our fish in here any way we want. Let's do some healthy romaine next. Let's put 2 slabs of maters on there. I like a little bit of salt. And a little bit of pepper. And lastly, some good tartar sauce. There we go, guys. Fish sandwich. Alright guys, I'm Toby for No Return Outdoors, signing off on this adventure. If you like these kind of things and you want us to bring you more, click like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.